Welcome to Qigong Live Alone. Good morning, Mark. It's a great day. Your last day before you travel. Well, you might be travelling tonight, I don't know. I can't remember tomorrow. So, good morning. Oh, it's a hot, stinking day here. Like, it's the humidity, I'm just crazy hot. And it's one of those blue sky, beautiful days. It's as clear as, you know, when you get those really beautiful, clear days, it's one of those today. Because quite often we get that, because it's hot here, you get that white, phasey, like, white sort of phasey look, and you don't, the blue's never really blue, but it's really blue today, so we have one of those days. You'll be able to see the mountains, because we can see Qigong from here, the big mountain, it's like 4,000 meters, and it's straight over there, and you can see it, it's not even that far away, and you can see it really clearly. It's a huge thing, because it comes up, because we can see the sea, it comes out of the sea, like, it's just huge. It's a very cool vision of that, very cool view of that. And when it's clear like this, it's like crystal clear. We can actually even see Rinjani. Rinjani is the highest mountain in Indonesia, and that's on 2 islands away, and you can actually see that on a clear day as well. It's a huge mountain. I can't remember how high that one is, but the volcano. So Qigong is the one that erupted not very long ago, a couple of years ago, and so it's still active. People climb it. Probably not me. So exciting today. I'm doing the beginners series today, and we're going to do, as I said, I talk about doing the free classes, and today I'm going to film a beginners class. So if you want to stay online afterwards, I'm going to film it directly after this. And so I'll leave it on if you want to. I'll leave it streaming, and you can watch because I'm just going to put it up. And I'm going to do the stance today, but I'm going to do it at a very beginner's level. You probably already know it anyway, and it's going to be taught very, very simply. Because I think there's not many people actually teaching beginners. Everybody keeps teaching the more advanced stuff that they know. And I'm going to go right back to very basic things to help people, just do my elbows, to help people who've never done Qigong before. Because I think it's quite daunting for people who've never done it and not knowing really where to start. And so I've decided to do a beginner series right from the start, and we'll go through all the exercises and we'll do them really, really simply. And we'll do it for that because we've missed out that piece of our teaching. We've missed out. We've got sort of like the intros, and we've got the advanced, and we've got the teachers training, but we actually haven't got beginners for people who've never done it, even though the intros sort of like, but the intros are never that simple. So I want to do live classes for beginners. That's the next more. So we cover the beginners right through to this level 3s. My goal. That's my goal. See how it works out. Constantly changing, it keeps changing again. And I think do the shoulders. I think we've changed the weekly classes again too, but we're not going to, the good news, Mark, is we're not going to lose this class. I think we're going to stop the Thursday one. Not sure. But we're going to still do this live class every week. At this time, we actually might make it early. We might do it at 8, so it might be earlier for you because I think it's 9 o'clock your place. We're going to do it early, so it'll be 8 o'clock. So I want to continue, Mark, from what we were talking about yesterday, when we were talking about Tai Chi yesterday. I want to continue with a bit of that, and we'll do a bit more practical aspect of it now that you can see me. And I'll do a bit of more practice about what we were talking about too. Because it's a Qigong thing too, because it's used in lots of the Qigong exercise, that whole movement strategy of how you move forward or you go up and down, either of those two. Yep. Going forward, backwards. This is still for my shoulders, so I'm moving my hips so to relax my shoulders. But in this case, of course, my shoulders, elbows and wrists are relaxed, so the whole arm's like this big heavy thing that's just flopping around. That's we're trying to get all the tension out of it. Cool. And then do our spine. This is the hardest exercise of this model, of the body shakings. I'm not sure what we're going to call it. Sinew relaxing, muscle relaxing, because the shaking is used by somebody else, so I have to use a different terminology. Muscle and sinew relax. Yeah, sinews, because in Chinese medicine, sinews are classified as muscles as well. Muscles, tendons, ligaments all come under the terminology of sinews. So we call it the sinew relaxing exercises. How's that? At the moment. So this one's a difficult one. So to actually feel your spine relaxing, even though I'm turning, but I'm turning from my hips, but I'm trying to let my spine relax so my spine moves by itself without any tension. It's got to be the trickiest one. It's the hardest one to feel. And I'm getting better and better, and I can actually feel the spine moving. I can feel the spine rotating, with the muscles either side of the spine rotating without and getting the muscles relax either side of the spine, and so the actual spine can rotate. But it's got to be, there'll be people that can probably find this easier than me, but I've got big back muscles from years of doing physical work, so some people that might not have that structure in their back will find this easier. So, easier than me anyway. But I am noticing the movement in my spine, which is it's an unusual feeling to feel my spine moving from side to side with no tension in it. All I'm doing is moving my hips from side to side to do that. Yes, unique experience. Go to our neck. I've noticed doing these neck ones, my neck's got less tension in it than I do if I use my muscles to move my neck, just by letting it flop forward and backward. And then from the side to side is a weird one. But it has helped my neck, so it's a good thing. And then the circles from my hips, just let the neck flop forward and backwards in circles. And go the other way. Love this exercise. That's a very cool exercise, even though you do get dizzy. Oh, I love it. So now we're back to the hips. So to move our hips, remember we move our knees. So we move our knees and let the hips relax. You can actually do this with your ankles. You can move your ankles from side to side, or think of the focus is on your ankles to move your knees and your hips. Or you move your knees, and either or let the hips relax. That's a great feeling. Do circles with your knees. The Forest Rock Sinew Relaxing Method. Whew, it sounds very, very official, doesn't it? What I do need to do, Mark, is go back and to get to all the exercise that I've created during these classes. Created exercises that really, really potent exercises, and put them all together as a set and make a video of them. I haven't. They're inside these classes and I can't remember where they are. I think I wrote on them which ones they were. Sam, can you just get Mrs. Codets in there? Can you put her back inside for us? Our dog's Houdini. She could get out to our dog's Cantamani, which is not Balinese dog, come from a different island, and she's like escaped from Codex. Codex? What is it? Codex? No, Codex. Codex. I'm just trying to think of the prison. What's the name of the prison? It's just completely. But anyway, she's an escape dog. She worked out how to get through the gate. You know those gates have a thing where you put your hand through to pull the latch across. It's about this big. Well, she worked out how she could actually get through that hole. And she's a big dog. You've seen her running around. How she gets through that, bizarre. I had to put a piece of wood over it to stop her doing it. That's how she got out of the house. And then she'd take off. She'd always come back, but she'd just go for a walk by herself. I keep telling people our dog's like a cat. It doesn't like doing poopies in the yard. It wants to go somewhere else to do it. It won't do it here, which is quite unique for a dog. She cracks me up. But she's locked inside the house because she wants to bark at all the people walking past during that class. But she worked out how she can use her claws to push the door open. She slides the door open with her claws, puts her nose in and then wiggles it and so she can get out. Escape dog. Yeah, good. Backwards and forwards for your hips. That's great. And then all you have to do is just change your whole consciousness around and change from having our mind in our knees and bring your nines into your hips. Now move your hips and relax your knees and do exactly the same exercise, but now with a different focus. It's weird how it changes the whole concept of the exercise as soon as you move your focus. Backwards and forwards. Now my knees are relaxed. My ankles are relaxed as well. Just moving my hips. Move my hips, do circles. Let the knees relax. And go the other way. Good. Let my foot flop. I like this exercise as well. This feels great, this exercise. You do circles. And the other way. This is great for your balances, so that my balance has got better doing this. And the other side, I say that on a good leg. Yeah, it's a great feeling. Good, and shake the legs out. Yeah, it feels great, eh? And you can feel the hips relaxed. Shake the hips, shake the spine, shake the legs. Shake the arms, shake the neck. Yeah, that's fantastic, eh? Good, so we'll bow it and we'll go into what we were doing yesterday. I think it's really useful for everybody. It's about movement, about how we move, so it'd be great. And I'll use a couple of the Qigong exercises to show you how do we do it. Roll back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. Go. Very good. So, we were talking yesterday about if in Tai Chi, and it's the same thing with Qigong, you never move an arm. I never move an arm without something happening in the body to do that. And because our energy centre is our physical dantian, it's our physical part of our body, our physical centre. In theory, when I lift an arm up, the energy comes from my dantian and comes into my arm to lift my arm up. Then it goes back, when I lower it back down, it goes back to my dantian. It goes from my dantian into my arm, and then back to my dantian when I lower it down. Same thing when I lift my leg up, it goes down my leg, and then it comes back up here when I rest. So it's always keep going through this crossover point. And the crossovers between arms and legs, centre, physical centre. Now that's the theory and understanding of that. But to move the body, if I move the arm to do that, if I just lift the arm up, and it looks really different, if I use both arms, probably easier. If I use both arms and I just lift the arms up and down, it looks like that. It looks very straight. Can you just go and close up for that for a second? Good. So if you just see that, it looks like I'm just moving arms. It's like if I do this. See, the arm's moving, but nothing else is moving. The whole body's cut off. But in Tai Chi and Qigong, the same thing happens, is the whole body moves to move the arms. So when my arms are coming up, the body slightly goes down. I'm going to exaggerate so you can see the down, but normally it's a lot more subtle than this. But normally when the arms go up, the body goes down. And the body goes down, it goes up. Or the opposite, when the arms go up, the body goes up. And when the arms go down, the body goes down. And depending on which exercise you're doing, which one of those two methods it does, because both of them are applicable, they're just different things and they create a different application inside the body. So I'll say that again. So sometimes when the arms go up, you go down. And then you go up when it goes down. And sometimes it goes up, you go up. And sometimes when it goes down, you go down. Yep. Now, 2 examples of that. Easy ones. If you think of the holding pose from the Zhan Gong, you go down as you breathe in. And you breathe out, you breathe out. So that's the reverse. But this one, as you breathe in, as the hands go up and your body inflates, when you wave hands over the lake from Shiva Shu, and then you breathe out and the body goes down. So we have this up and down thing going on inside the body, and the arms are coming up because the body's inflating, and the arms are going down because the body's deflating, or packing the chi, depending on what part of the exercise we're doing, because sometimes you deflate and the energy goes out, sometimes you deflate and the energy is packed into the body. It all depends on which exercise it is. So there's these different movements, but the arms never move by themselves like that. It looks so funny when I do that. Well, it doesn't funny, it just looks completely distracted from the rest of the body. No, distracted is the wrong word. Disconnected from the whole body if I do that. Yeah, it looks disconnected. And that's a funny look, and so we never do that. We always have something when the arm's coming up. Now in the Shiva Shu, of course, we're breathing in as the hands come up, and we're breathing out as they come down. And so you have that inflation, deflation, or packing chi as you're coming in and out. So the body's doing this up and down, and that up and down is what gets the arms to move. The arms aren't moving by themselves. Yeah. Cool. And same if we're going to move, if we're going to step, the same thing. So these are the 2 exercises we do that for. One is the Shiva Shu, you inflate and deflate. So we're breathing in as we go up. And which is the exercise that does the opposite to that? I'm just trying to think of one that does that. Oh yeah, okay, here's the other one. From heaven to earth, when you do your hands to the side and you breathe out as the arms go up, and we're going down. And then when we bring the hands down, we breathe out through the hands, come back up again. So it's the opposite. So we're going down as the arms come up, and we're going up as the arms go down, which is completely opposite of the Shiva Shu, where you go up when you come up and down when you go down. The opposite way, yep. So as I say, just have applications of how we're breathing energy in and out of bodies that are slightly different. But the most important thing is you're never going to move an arm. You'll never see me doing this. I'm just going to use this as an example because it's really easy to see this one. You'll never see me doing that. You'll see me if I do my body turns, and my body turns to move the arms, and my hips are moving from my dantian, and my dantian's creating the movement of the hands. But we'll do this exercise anyway. So that's the key to that. So we've got the up and down. We've got the idea of the up and down, which moves the body up and down. We've got the up and down, which moves the body up and down. We've got the idea of our arms not moving unless the body's moving. So now we add the next piece, and that's up, down, and now we have the rotation. Yep, there's 3 pieces to this. So we've got the up, down, which is, if the people who do the monastery exercise, it's the double bounce, which is the same principle, that the down, up. The down gives you the up. So now we're going to the other one, which is the rotation. So now if I want to turn the body, or if I if I move the arm, I don't do this. I use this one because I just did it before. I actually move the hips, which moves the arm. And the arm's following what's going on with the hips. And you can see my hips are moving as the arms are moving. As I go back, because I've got a close-up, if I just do that, stay on the close-up there, go back to the close, that's it. If I just move the arm, see what it looks like? Just arms moving. It's actually just elbows moving. And sometimes you move the whole shoulders and you get this, which is incorrect. And just get the elbows moving, nothing else. But as soon as I move the hips, see, it just changes the whole thing, the dynamic of the exercise, because now the hips are generating the movement. And in Tai Chi and Qigong, if you're just moving an arm by itself and you're not moving your dantian, or you're not moving up and down, or you're not using your pendulum, then you're disconnected the exercise. So you always know you're doing something. There's the 3 pieces to it. So now I'm doing rotation, and the arms, I'll exaggerate that so you can see it come right around. So the rotation is creating our hands to move. Same when we do from the Shiba, from going to stay in the Shiba, when we do wind rustles, lotus leaves. Remember the hips turn. The hips turn, the hand comes up. The hip turns back. The hip turns back to the side. And then there's a down, and the body goes down as it goes down. And as the hand comes up, then the body comes up slightly. And then we do rotation. Rotation. Goes down and rotates and comes up. And we get this slight movement. Now the up and down is not huge. Rotation's a bit bigger, but there is this down. As the arm goes down, to lower the arm, the body goes down. And it comes across down the bottom, and then as the arm comes up, the body comes up to pick the arm up. So the arm's never moving by an isolation by itself, yeah? Which is a great thing to do. And it goes down. So that's an easy one. This one is easy to see how that happens. Across, it's got 2 pieces, rotation and the down, and the rotation and the up, so it has the rotation and the up at the same time. Yep, very cool.